Good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone doing today? So glad to see you all today. Just one thing I haven't done is clean the board. Good, I hope you all had a nice Easter break. We weren't here last Monday, as you know, because we were, what were we doing? Oh yeah, nothing. And that is totally not like us. Absolutely still loving the house, spending time, as much time in the house as we possibly can, and literally just sat round watching television.
We did go for a run.
Drinking. We did go for a run.
We did go for, that's all we did, and then we just literally watched and ate rubbish all day.
Absolutely. I think we had chocolate. We didn't have too much chocolate, did we?
No, mainly cheese.
Cheese, crackers, a little bit of chocolate, and a little bit of wine as well that went with it. And it was a good, relaxing time.
It was a good Easter.
It was good, wasn't it? We,
Yeah.
as you may have seen, Louise and I went to London last Thursday, and Louise was doing a course. Tell us all about it, Lou.
Well, it was identifying laboratory-grown diamonds.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, and?
So, well, obviously we know there's testers out there which have their limitations.
Yes.
So it's basically a 7-step process.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the testing, the fluorescence testing is part of that, UV testing is part of that. But it's only one part of it.
It is.
Because anybody can use a machine, can't they? But there are other steps as well. So yeah, highly recommend it. It's the Gem Academy. Yeah, absolutely.
Ely Place. Ely Place.
Well, that's where it was in the
Academy.
GMA building. But I think it's held in different places as well. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, check it out, the Gem Academy, on Instagram and Facebook and the website. Yeah.
And it was run by?
The Gem Academy. Julia Griffith, yeah. She was a GMA tutor. I'm not sure if she still is a GMA tutor or whether she just does the Gem Academy now, but she is basically the diamond lady who can tell you how to spot laboratory grown diamonds.
And it's like everything, isn't it? You've got gold testers, you've got diamond testers, but you just can't rely upon one piece of equipment to give you one reading. You have to combine it with experience, because this is the problem, because we've got a diamond tester and we test diamonds, we test things like moissanites, simulants, and sometimes the readings are false.
Exactly, this is the problem with diamond testers. Obviously, diamond testers are different to laboratory-grown diamond testers.
Yes.
Because a laboratory-grown diamond screener will give you an indication as to whether a diamond is laboratory-grown or not laboratory-grown.
Yes.
But you have to know you've got a diamond in the first place.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're in deep doo-doo, because Paste and I think CZ will give you a diamond reading. So,
so you need to know.
Yeah. So that's basically step one. You need to be able to recognise
the diamond.
And you could use your thermo.
Yeah.
Your thermal.
Your thermal.
Yeah.
Thermal.
There's a
Diamond
thermal
tester.
electric diamond tester, isn't there?
Yeah.
But apparently some laboratory-grown diamonds contain boron,
Yes.
which makes the stone electrically conductive, and it will test as moissanite.
Right. Yes.
So really speaking,
this is the reason why you've got
you
your
can't rely
7
on
steps.
testers. Yeah.
Because you have to combine all those 7 steps to eventually come up with the outcome.
Yeah, basically you do your tests, you complete comprehensive tests, and then that points to an answer. Sometimes it doesn't point to an answer and you have to send it for further testing anyway, but at least you know, because if you don't know the limitations and you don't know when you can say you don't know, how do you know?
Yes.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yes.
But now I feel really confident and I'm going to know what to do, and if I don't know what to do, I know what steps to take next.
You do.
So yeah.
And we've also got a bit of equipment now to be able to screen diamonds. And you've got another bit of equipment that we haven't actually shown yet, and you've got your own little portable microscope.
Yes, I've just been looking down it for about 3 days.
Get nothing done in work.
That's not true. I did look at stones under my microscope.
You did, yes. It's like a kid. When you get a microscope first, you get every single thing.
Everything
and
under
you put under it. And but it's a gemstone microscope, and you're looking at your gemstones and diamonds through it, and you can recognise. So what can you see? You can see patterns. You can see strains. You can see, what can you see in the microscope? There.
Well, what I've been looking for specifically after doing the course is features inside the stone which might indicate might give you a clue as to what the stone's origin is. So that's what I've been doing. I've been looking at lots of laboratory grown diamonds. You can see with the loop as well. A lot of the time, you can just use a 10 times loop. So. It's so exciting. It's opened up a whole new world for me.
So you did that on Friday.
Good Friday. And it was a Good Friday.
You worked a Good Friday.
Yeah.
Had a lovely walk around New Bond Street then on Saturday, and we came home Saturday afternoon. So we had Sunday and Monday back at home in the house, absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
Really
Susan's saying lab grown versus synthetic verbiage, such as synthetic sapphires, are not referred to as lab grown. I know, but in the UK, we have been given guidance by the National Association of Jewellers as to what tools we should be using for these laboratory grown or synthetic stones. So we have to stick to the correct descriptions for them.
Yes, we do. Yeah. In this country.
So I think we can say laboratory grown, laboratory created, or synthetic. But I think the general public might find synthetic a little bit confusing. I don't mean to be patronising, but I think...
No, even I think synthetic.
Yeah, I think it kind of makes people think... I always think synthetic cream. It's not really cream, is it? I don't know, actually. I'm assuming it's not.
It's horrible.
It's not the same, is it?
It looks like it, but it tastes awful.
Yeah, it's... that's why I like to say laboratory grown or laboratory created, because there's no ambiguity then, is there?
Exactly. So, very good. Very impressed.
Yeah, it was good.
Very impressed with that. Loved that. Excellent, good. Anything else we need to say?
I do not think so.
Don't know. Hello over there. Hello. What else have we got to say? We're looking for other pieces of equipment and tools to sell on our store. We put a little post on Facebook. I don't know, on Instagram? Not sure yet. We sell like 800 items in our tools store. Just let us know on Facebook at the bench. Just search that and let us know what other tools you want us to stock as well. So that's something that we're interested in.
Synthetic meat versus lab grown. Oh, do you know what? I don't really like meat. I'm not vegetarian, but I don't like meat. But I certainly don't like the sound of synthetic meat.
No.
That sounds blooming horrible.
It is, isn't it?
I'd rather just go without.
And what else have we got going? We've been putting together toolkits for the diploma. That's going really well. I'd say well over a third now places have been taken up on that. We are limiting the amount of students that we are taking on because we want to give everybody the best possible support that we possibly can. So we've restricted numbers. Well over a third now, nearly a half, but well over a third places have been taken. So if you're interested in getting a diploma from the At the Bench Academy, go to atthebenchacademy.com and check that out. Enrollment is still open. You can pay for the academy over 12 months. That is going to be ending in July because it needs to be paid for before the course ends. The course starts 9th of September. You can still join up until that time, providing there are places left. And as I said, well over a third, I'd say, what's that, 2/5 perhaps? Yeah,
make us do equations.
I'd say about a third have been taken. I'd say about a third of the places have been taken. So if you're interested, go to atthebenchacademy.com. Good. Anything else before we need to start?
No, I don't think so.
No? Cool. Excellent. Good. So everybody, I hope it's all dry and I'd like to think it's warm and sunny where you are. That's what I'm dreaming of anyway. It hasn't stopped raining here since September. Is it? No, really hasn't stopped raining since September.
Oh well. Okay, do you want a question?
It's Monday, 8th of April already. Time for a question and answer session. So Louise, let's have our first question, please.
I got some second-hand tools and with them was this thing. Do you know what it's used for? How can I attach the photo? You can't, lovely, I'm afraid. If you could email it to me.
Yes, email it
Louise and I'll try and look out for it now in the next hour and see if we can identify your mystery.
Certainly.
Tool.
But please do that, yes.
Good. Email the photo, good.
Emmy's been talking about the weather. Sunny Chicago, hey! It's not the windy city. Did you know, is this true? Something about Chicago has the greatest amount of golf courses. I can't remember what it was relating to. More golf courses than... Anyway, I'm sure the person who's in Chicago will be able to tell me, but Chicago, anyway, that's beside them. Anyway, let's have another question.
Okay, Susan HP. Andrew, prong repair, diamond solitaire with worn prong. Other prongs are good. So repair with diamond in place or remove and redo all the prongs?
You have to look out for, as you know, Louise, you should be talking about this, not me, laser filled. You have to look out for any inclusions within the diamond that are going to cause you problems. If it's like a 1 carat diamond, I would always take that out just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, don't take the risk with anything you can't afford to replace.
Exactly, good point. If the claws are okay on all the other, the prongs, the tips are okay, you can bend them back, you can bend half the number of claws back, slide out the diamond, then you can retip and slide the diamond back in and push all the claws back over. So as Louise says, take out the diamond if you cannot afford to replace it should anything go wrong. And you really should need to explain that to the customer as well before you take it in. If it's a 1 carat, you're going to say, look, we're going to take the stone out. If any other claws snap, we're going to have to repair them at your expense. We're not prepared to leave it in place should anything happen to the diamond. So yeah, it should always be noted on take-in that these things could happen, and as a result, what are you going to do to repair it should anything happen? And who's liable then for the cost? There's not much point taking the diamond out, realising 2 or 3 claws have snapped off, putting it back in and then charging the customer, but afterwards. You've got to explain this whilst you go along. Yes, Lou?
I just had an email, but I can't find it. Did you send it to louise@andrewandlouise.co.uk?
Yeah.
I think I just saw a notification. Oh, did you send it to me on Facebook? I see. Okay. I see. Oh.
Oh.
Goodness me. Okay. Actually, let's get it on here, shall we?
Go on then. There's another question that I can answer whilst you're doing that, Lou. If you don't mind. Yeah, okay.
Do you think as well with prong repair? Because sometimes our clients, customers say, oh, it's bigger. And it's kind of like, well, you either file it down to the weight of the other claws, but then you're undoing you're reducing its longevity.
I know, this is always my argument. They're saying, but it stands proud.
Yeah, because it's new. But then do you offer to redo them all so that they all presumably then, or are you making trouble for yourself?
I think in the past I have said it stands proud. You're not used to having a ring that the claws are proud. Now they're used to having it nice and worn. I'm more than happy to file it back down to match the others, but it means then that the claw isn't going to last as long. So it's entirely up to you. I'm happy to file it down, but it's on the understanding that the client knows. I'm happy to leave it as it is, and sometimes they'll say, well, that's fine, I'll just take extra care with it.
Yeah, well, they might want like 9 o'clock and 6 o'clock, or east and west, and to balance out the weight.
If need be. Yeah,
just a thought.
Good point. Yeah, it's good.
Yes. If someone you can attach to a vice has an adjustable height part that adjustable height of a horizontal portion with 2 ends. One end is very pointed direct downwards, the other is rounded off. Okay, I do have a picture. Let me just turn my...
Well, the problem is your computer's not connected.
I know, I'll have to turn my screen around, won't I?
Sorry, okay. Yeah.
Hang on, I just got to switch profiles here.
Because we don't have...
I've got too many pages.
We don't have a spare cable, do we? At the moment here.
That's okay. Let me just make sure there's nothing on here that I'm disclosing that I shouldn't be before I share my screen.
Oh, hang on, what's this here? So just talk amongst yourselves, everybody, a minute. We're just trying to get this.
Oh, thank you, Christine. It's quite an old jumper. It's from Urban Outfitters, isn't it? We don't like going in there. It makes us feel old.
We go in there and we go, what's the point?
Do you remember we went in there and there was a person on the door just stood, and I only knew she worked there because she had a badge on, and she had a coat on in work, but her coat was like that.
Yeah.
I was like, put your coat on properly. Goodness sake.
She just thinking, you know, if that was a member of staff, well, they wouldn't be wearing their coats anyway.
Well, exactly. We just get confused, don't they? But I did buy this. So yeah, that's why I look a bit a bit trendy, isn't it?
Right, plug that in.
Okay,
then.
it's not. It's just going.
Plug that in.
Okay, it's not going to work though.
Okay. It's not going to work. Okay, never mind. Sure.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Hang on. Hang
What's
on.
Louise doing? There we go. It's all go. It's all go. There we go. So in theory, you should be able to go. Is it on?
No, it's not. It's doing this.
It's doing what then?
It's doing this. Why don't? Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. We'll come
Let's
back
go on
to
to
you.
Joe's question.
We'll come back to you. Okay. Did you place our order?
For?
My.
Yes.
Perhaps talk about that for a second. Oh, hang on. I've got the picture now. Hang on.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going to say how it's going to be. We've ordered some pieces of equipment from Chris, Lion Punch Forge this morning, didn't we?
Yes.
We ordered some of the soldering stencils because we're going to be using them. So we've ordered them this morning. Which is nice. And do you know what? The postage from America to here, I think, was only about £22, which I was expecting to sort of double that. But yeah, Lion Punch Forge. Chris has been really sort of utilising his laser cutter an awful lot recently, and he's done some amazing stencils. And we have also ordered the thing that goes on the side of the bench here that looks like may I say? Yep, I can. A knuckle duster. And we've ordered one of those as well. So that'll be coming over the next few weeks, and when we get those in, we will show you and do a bit of a demo.
On, I think he's put them on his Insta and Facebook and his social media pages. And only last week I was in there, and it's just stuff all over my bench, isn't there? And
yes.
And I just said, I need something to sort this mess out. And then I saw that, and I was like, that's the answer to all my prayers.
Brilliant. Well, you said, well, when the worrying thing was when I saw it, and it was based upon the knuckle duster. You went, oh my gosh, that's the answer to all my prayers. I'm thinking, what are you going to be? What, are you going to thump me or something?
You just reminded me of something else I do need to talk about.
Yes.
Get stoned.
Oh yes, okay.
Get stoned. Because we were talking about this. Basically, it's a gem fair
in Brighton.
That's happening in Brighton.
Yes.
Let me get you the details. Obviously, shouldn't Google get stoned, should I? Gem fair. Here we go. Getstonefair.co.uk. Brighton 2024 date.
It would be nice if
23rd of May 2024. All the exhibitors are absolutely fabulous. Kerry Gregory, Gemology Rocks, Marcus McCallum, 1948, Misfits Diamonds, Charlie Bexfield, Capricorn Gems, Nature's Geometry, Natural Spinel Gem, Fairtrade Gemstones Brazil, Emerald Studio, and Sani Falkenberg, who I haven't met, but I follow her on Facebook, and she does amazing gemstone carving and gemstone carving classes. Yes, and obviously I know Kerry well. Anything she's involved with is going to be awesome, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, have a little check it out, and it sounds like a really, really fun day.
23rd of May.
23rd of May. I'm sure it's like £15.
Mm-hmm.
There's talks as well. It's just going to be amazing. We can't go this time, unfortunately. Next time we will 100% be there.
Yes.
But I just wanted to let you know. And it was quite funny, wasn't it? Last Saturday, I said to you over breakfast in the hotel before we left to come home, Are we going to get stoned?
We're going to get stoned.
Yeah, and the waiter was very interested in our conversation after that.
Especially at 7:30 in the morning.
So yeah, do have a look.
I think 1948, Gemology Rocks and
Sani
are actually organising it, aren't they?
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, so they've all got
I know
together.
Charlie Bexfield is he's a very experienced gemologist as well. I've taken the class with him. He's fabulous. So yeah, they're all the best people, really.
Good.
So it's going to be a brilliant one to go to.
So that's getstonedfair.co.uk.
Good. Sorry, I just had to. You just reminded me with the.
Do this, punch it. Okay. Do we have the picture to have a look at?
I do now. Finally, yes. You may. Please do.
There we go.
Let me see if I can. Is that? Do you want another view of something?
If I can, it's not clear, is it?
And
it's a piece of jewellery, yeah? It's a jewellery tool.
It's
that'll slide through there, that will slide through there. That's the, okay.
Something you can attach to a vise, has an adjustable height part that adjustable height of a horizontal portion with two ends. One end is very pointed, directed downwards. The other end is rounded off.
Any more views? That's it.
That's it, just got the two pictures.
Can't tell. I'm more impressed with the William Morris background myself.
Trust you.
I like the William Morris background. I love a bit of William Morris. I can't see it. There's not enough clarity on that, unfortunately.
Okay.
If there were more pictures to see from a distance.
That's all I got. Can you send me any more?
Yeah, send Louise a few more pictures if that's okay.
Yeah.
And
we do like you, Billy Morris.
I can't. Yeah, I love Billy Morris, but just try and come out a bit, and then we'll have a look. By all means, yes. Okay, Louise, let's have another question, please.
Joe is saying, question regarding ultrasonic cleaners, please. Are they good for cleaning intricate jewellery pieces, and thoughts on cheap versus expensive? Do you get what you pay for?
Yes, with ultrasonics, yes, you do. You can get some really cheap ultrasonics, and the reason why they're cheap is because they are not that effective. An ultrasonic will not polish. An ultrasonic, it is a container, perhaps half a litre or a litre, and it should be should come with a heater. Underneath the tank there should be a heater, because the solution always works best around about 50 degrees centigrade, because it then soaks into the dirt, and it works by the ultrasonic waves coming and through the tank. It works by ultrasound. It works by bubbles, not exploding but imploding, and it'll shake all the dirt out of the piece of jewellery. So if you're polishing, it's ideal it could get all the polish out. If you've got a piece of jewellery that have got layer upon layer of crud and hand cream and goodness knows what, it's brilliant for getting all that out. But that is all that it does. So it's not like a barrel polisher. People say, do I need a barrel polisher or do I need an ultrasonic? Well, they're two different types of equipment. An ultrasonic will only get rid of dirt. The other, barrel polisher, will sort of polish. You can buy really cheap ones on places like Cookson that are on about £150. I think they're like a blue tank. We've gone through two in a matter. We could buy them and we have a play with them, we try them, we use them, and literally we go through them. I'm not quite sure if I've actually still got one around here. We go through them in about a couple of months. Personally, I don't think they are worth their weight, to be honest, because they will go very quickly. If you want to spend a reasonable amount of money, Elmer is a very good make. Sonorex is a very good make as well. If you buy one of the brands, you're going to have a really good ultrasonic with a very effective cleaning action. We've got a couple of Durston models here. They are the Pro versions. I think they're about a litre. We've got one up here, one downstairs, and we find they work very, very well. So yes, you can buy cheap ones. They don't last half the time that an expensive one does. If you've only got a set amount of money and you're only going to be using them occasionally, but with an ultrasonic, you don't use them occasionally. You use them every single day, because you're going to be polishing, you're going to be cleaning, you're going to be having your Tripoli, you're going to be polishing something with Tripoli, put it in the ultrasonic, get rid of the Tripoli. Then you're going to start doing polishing with your rouge. You're going to put it in the ultrasonic, and it's going to be used all the time. So it's ultrasonic is something that I think you will use every single day. So buy a good one, buy a branded one. Don't buy a cheap £150 ones and expect it to last every single day for 6 months, 12 months. Ours have only lasted a couple of months. Yes, Lou.
Okay. Oh, I do have another photo.
Oh, good. Go on.
Okay.
Yes, yes. I'm just trying to find my drink. Where's my drink?
I don't know.
Okay. Another photograph?
Yep. Good.
Oh, right. There you go. Oh, that's a long one, isn't it?
It's rather medieval, doesn't it?
That's like an instrument of torture. So that is fixed. That will go in, and that I've never seen that when it comes to jewellery. I was thinking perhaps it could be like a stake holder, but it's not, because that's threaded. That goes through.
Is it some sort of press?
You see that? That's square. That's rounded. That's a nut. That's a hexagonal. So you're expected to use the spanner with that, I would have thought. I've no idea.
Not dissimilar to the nutcracker.
It's true. I've never seen anything like that before. I cannot think for the life of me. I can only assume perhaps it doesn't go in a vise, perhaps it's for something else, goes in a stand, goes into a hold or something like that. I'm afraid I really don't know. Does anybody else? No one knows because they can't see the photograph. Well, yes, they can. They can see it, can't they?
Because you've just shared it, haven't you?
So, does anybody else know what this is? Please, can you help? Is it Thelma? Is it Thelma?
Oh, hang on.
Yeah. Go on.
Might have another one. Wait.
I'm waiting.
It's the same photo. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hang on. Oh, I think that's the same. Yeah.
I'm afraid I don't.
Got the spike on this side. Oh, we got the picture of the spike on the side. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Don't know.
If anybody can help out, please do.
Yeah. Please give us some ideas and some suggestions. Yes, please.
Good.
Yes, Lou.
Okay. Sandra is saying, I just bought some gem polishing wheels, new to me. They are small felt wheels impregnated with some sort of gold coloured dust. They seem to dull the shine. It's weird. How do I use them?
Again, you would have to send me some pictures. In theory, there should be nothing goldy or visible within any mops, because if you are using mops to polish gemstones, you should be using something like a diamond paste. But that is a paste. You will not see any sort of pieces of diamond in it. It is physically a paste. So that is the only thing that you're going to be able, I would have thought, to polish up gemstones with. If you can see the polish within the mops, it's not going to be very shiny. It's not going to be polished, and perhaps that is the reason why you're done them. If you can just let us know, if you want to email Louise, we'll have a look at you, or if you want to send them via Facebook now, we'll very quickly have a look. But without seeing them, I don't know, unfortunately. Sorry.
Yes, let's have a butcher's.
Yes.
Okay. KS, regarding precious and semi stones purchased in the UK, are authentication certificates issued by the seller?
I'll let you answer this now.
I think it depends on the seller, doesn't it? Because if you buy them off eBay, Etsy, sometimes they do have authentication certificates, and they're just not worth the paper they're written on, are they?
No, not at all.
But we buy stones from Ward's, Kerry Gregory.
Yeah. And we can be sure.
Yeah, basically
like
we don't need certificates from the guys that we know and trust, if that makes sense.
No, exactly.
Because we've seen things, customers have brought in stones with certificates, and they're not certificates, so they was the emerald, wasn't it? Which turned out to be green glass, and yeah.
You have to buy from a trusted, reliable seller.
Yeah, so they don't generally. I think certainly, like I said, precious and semi-precious stones, semi-precious.
No, they wouldn't have them, would they?
Traditionally, that was used to describe anything that wasn't ruby, emerald, sapphire, yeah, or diamond. Yeah. But we've kind of moved away from that description, I think, now, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Yeah. Sibjo says you don't use that anymore. Yeah. But no, in theory, and then also obviously, if the stones are of value, you can have them independently graded and assessed and certified, like with diamonds, can't you, these days, and even some of the sapphires. We send them out to Bancasert, the Birmingham Assay Office, and they would do that for you.
They'll test for treatments and synthetics and whatnot and everything.
Yeah, and they'll give you a report from that. Yeah. But usually...
that's more news there. Go on. Anyway, sorry, go on. Keep that for the end.
Okay, yeah, we want to ask you guys a few questions.
Yeah, we'll keep that for the end. How can I forget that? That's massive.
But we're going to have to, we're going to ask you, we've got two things coming up. We want to ask you two sets of questions a little bit later, so we'll come to that later on.
Yeah.
Yes, go.
Sorry.
We've also got...
Yes, of course. So much going on, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so not as standard.
No.
But I think you can
get them independently assessed. But there's a charge for that.
Certainly does depend where you... I'm not saying that anything bought on Etsy or eBay is not reputable, but lots aren't.
Next question.
Basically, we know who we trust to buy from, and that's we just go straight to them because it's not worth the risk, is it?
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, spot on.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. we but obviously by being in the trade or being recommended suppliers from trusted suppliers, we know that the suppliers that we deal with, the stones that they sell are going to be authentic. There's no shady dealings, there's nothing saying this but it's actually something else, but we're very, very sure. And also we deal with some of the biggest houses in the UK, and it is worthwhile using these biggest houses in the UK, these gem businesses, because they have a massive reputation to uphold as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important, isn't it?
Absolutely. Good.
Cool. Excellent.
Okay. Oh, Barbara's saying most golf courses per capita is Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there you go.
Aman is saying how to 100% clean up burnt debris / clean silver after laser cutting and engraving.
Okay, so I would have thought that if it's been laser engraved, all that is remaining is going to be the soot. But if the we've had demonstration from a laser engraver and laser cutter when we were over in Vicenza in Italy at one of the trade shows there, and the guy demonstrated the engraving. The one pass, it goes over, it's all black. Then there's another pass then that burns off that, so then the actual engraving is completely clean. So perhaps it depends upon the laser that you've got. Usually it is just like a soot or a slight discoloration. So a simple, perhaps a wash with soapy water or pop it into your ultrasonic would get that little bit of soot off. If it's not a soot and it's actually marked the metal, perhaps just get something like a nice soft polishing cloth that you always keep by the side of your bench, or if you want to get a little bit of rouge, some rouge powder, put it onto the edge of the cloth and then just go over the engraving and then put it in an ultrasonic afterwards to get rid of all the polish that's gone into the engraving. But I think that would be the best way of doing it. Totally. Yes, Louise.
Good. Okay. Oh, I've got a photo, some information about Sandra's polishing wheels.
Oh, yeah.
So I can share my screen. Yes, please. Gem Shine polishing wheels.
Okay, from Stella. That's interesting.
Works on soft camera. Oh, are these for lapidary then?
Work on soft stones as onyx, cabs, opals, impregnated with 2000 grit diamond paste polish. Provides scratch removal and a final polish on the stone surfaces. I don't think you'd have a scratch removal and a final polish with the one stone. I'm sure you'd have to have a variety of stones for that. Variety of wheels for that.
But these are for stones, not metal, aren't they?
Stones, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I would have thought.
Oh, gem polishing wheels. Sorry, yeah.
Without seeing the rest of them, I would have thought that you would have a variety of wheels going from perhaps from rough to extra fine or whatever it would be, and then obviously as you go through it, the polish would get finer and finer and finer. If you're finding that you've polished something and it's dull, I'm sure there must be another wheel after that that is going to give you that perfect final shine, definitely. Or just get some very, very fine diamond paste and get a simple cloth and use that to rub onto the stone, or use some felt wheels with that diamond paste in it, and that would bring the shine up as well. Super.
Good.
Yes, Louise.
Okay, KS is saying, haven't experienced laser welding, so I just wondered if you can mask to protect the stone when retipping claws.
With a laser,
oh, I missed the question. Sorry, Sandra, I'm coming back to you now.
Okay, so if you're using a puck, which is a pulse welder, that is only a spark, and you then can protect the stone from the soot that is produced from that spark. When it comes to laser, the laser doesn't know whether that is your finger, a piece of metal, or a precious stone. or a non-precious stone or anything, the laser will always fire regardless of what is in its way. If you get your finger in the way, it's going to go through your finger. If there's the metal there, it'll go through the metal. If there's a bit of plastic protecting a stone, it will still go through and it still will damage the stone. So that is the only drawback when it comes to laser. But the advantage with the laser is you can actually see where that beam is going, and yes, you can retip with it. So yes, I would say you can retip with a laser, but be careful that nothing else gets in the way apart from the metal that you're actually putting onto the setting, because anything else will completely be damaged. Yes. Do you have any more, anything else to say on the, or not?
On the, pardon?
Anyway, let's have another question. I was just wondering whether.
Sorry, I'm just putting something in my diary here which you need to put in. I'm not just sat here on my phone. Okay. Sorry, Sandra, I completely missed your question. Delft clay casting question. Yeah. Do I only need vent holes, excuse me, on 1/2 side of the flask? My silver didn't go down the pore hole, well, maybe 2 mil. Casting a thin twig, maybe pore hole is too small.
Usually you just do the little air vents on the one side. You don't necessarily have to do them on both sides, because don't forget that, say you are casting it and say you've got a rectangular mold, okay? So here's your mold like this, there, and here's the other mold underneath, okay? Underneath there, like that. So then you've got your little cutout by here, you've got your little cutout by there. There we go. Okay, so you've got your cutouts here. Now, you only need to put the vents. So say you've got the piece that is underneath here. So this is like the massive twig. If you want to do your vents, you can either do them in the bottom half or the top half. If you have a cross section through here, okay, so this is your cross section. Here is your mold here. You would draw, or that's right, you would put a very fine, perhaps a burr through the clay so it comes out. So you push a burr through, and then you will draw a little line. So let's do another quick drawing here. Here's your twig that comes around this way. Yep, here's your vent by here, and there's that going into the vent like that there. So what you would do, you would have a little hole here that's going through to the outside. Here's your hole here that's going through to the outside, and all I do is just get a very thin knife and just do it like about 1 millimeter deep to join up those holes. And that is all I would do. You can do it on the bottom or you can do it on the top. It doesn't matter. If you're trying to cast a twig, always try and get it so your mold is vertical, okay? So there's your mold and the twig now is inside. The only reason being is that as you pour the metal in this way, the metal will go straight down through the pouring spout into the twig, this way. If you have the mold this way, and perhaps you're using a mold and your hole is here, okay, so the cross section through, there's your hole here, and your twig is down here, the metal has to come in, down this narrow channel, and then go, oh, I've got to turn, and it turns. This will take a second to fill. This may take 2 seconds to fill. And it's the cooling down. As soon as you've taken that torch off the metal, it's cooling down straight away. The quicker you can get that metal into the mold, the better. If you have a mold where it's got to come down the pouring channel and then along to fill the mold, you're not going to get the best rate of success than if you had it vertical like that. So always try doing it vertical. Cut your little holes and then just join up those holes going through with a little blade and you should be fine. But I would think if you can get it vertical, brilliant. If you can't get it vertical, make sure that your sprue hole going into the piece is thick, because again, if the metal has to go down a very thin channel, because there's not an awful lot of mass to that metal, it will cool down quickly. If you have a nice thick channel going into the master, into the mold, it's big, it's wide, the metal's going to cool down. So if your channel was as thin as that, or your channel was as thick as this, metal going down this channel will solidify quicker because it's thinner than if it went down a channel that was this thick. So that's another thing you've got to pay particular attention with. Yes, Lou?
Yes, Carlos is saying, I wanted to know how to set a fair price when selling your work.
It's not something that we're going to be able to cover in 20 minutes. We have produced 2 films on At the Bench to do with exactly this. People say, you get this, you get this, you get this, you times it by 3, and that's what it is. It's not as simple as that because there are so many factors that you have to take into consideration. Some people say, it's simple. You just put down what you want to be paid per hour, and then you put down whatever the metals cost, you add them together, you times it by whatever, and it's not as simple as that. So we've produced 2 workshops on At the Bench. If you want to email to louise@andrewberry.co.uk, we will give you the links to be able to go and watch those workshops. The first workshop is for perhaps a hobbyist, and it's a little bit more simpler, not as in it, no?
Well, I would say it's more if you don't work out of
yes, that's what I meant.
Premises. Second premises. So if you're fortunate to have everything you need based at home or on your own premises, and there's no additional big overheads.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, because that's a professional setup as well. It just means you're just making that point.
No, thank you. Yeah. So we have 2 workshops. The first one is not as detailed as the second workshop. They cost £15 for each one. If you want to email louise@andrewberry.co.uk, we will let you know what workshop to go for, and we will also give you a link.
Well, you've got to start with the first one anyway, because that's part 1. And you might decide then that that's enough for your needs, but if not, if you think actually no.
But part 2 does still start at the beginning.
Well, it's £15.
They're individuals, aren't they?
They're 15. Yeah, it's £15. So it's useful to know anyway because it takes it into that much more depth and
And there's some amazing spreadsheets. You just put the prices of things, the cost of things, and then it'll work it out for you at the end of the day.
It's
so
cool.
yes, so message louise@andrewberry.co.uk, and we will certainly get some information to you.
Yes, did you guys like the polishing chart? I'm sorry it was so long in the making.
Yes, everyone's loved it.
My super duper polishing chart.
It was Louise's work, from start to finish.
Well, you did put you had some input. I can't take all the credit.
I just did the links.
You did put the links.
I did the links. That was
the
it.
Easy bit.
That was it. That was all I did. But you did everything else.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Is it helpful?
Yes. Everyone so far, we've had lots of emails actually coming back saying how helpful it is. It's the best chart out there. So it's been really good.
The best chart in the world ever?
Best chart in the world.
Since the start of time ever in the whole world.
When it comes to polishing.
Well, I just know I sit down with
better than anything that Stephen Goldsmith put together.
It's the best thing in the world ever since the beginning of time. Good.
Yes.
Okay.
Talking to Stephen Goldsmith. Sorry, guys. Sorry. What has happened to Stephen Goldsmith on Instagram? He's the guy who does the polishing. He's done a really good book that we sell in the store. We haven't seen him recently. I'm just wondering why we haven't seen Stephen Goldsmith. I know he had his account hacked into and he opened up another account, but I don't know. So if anybody knows...
I like seeing his posts and they're always entertaining and we've just missed them. We're just wondering...
Yeah, we don't know where they are. So if anyone knows what's happened to Stephen Goldsmith, please let us know.
Because he's always quite
comments.
active, isn't he?
Oh, he's really good at his socials. And suddenly,
he's brilliant.
He was there 1 minute and gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
please let us know.
Everything's okay. We just noticed, well, we didn't notice it, but we were talking about it the other day, weren't we? And,
Another quick question?
Yeah. Do we have to pay customs from the USA, please?
I don't know what you'd have to contact or look at your postal delivery system in the US. We only send items by international tracked abroad. The reason being is that we've had parcels go missing and we can't claim back. If they're tracked, they're a lot more secure. It does cost more money, but we can be sure that the items that we send from this country will get to you. And if anything should happen, we can claim the money back. In the past, we haven't been able to. So that is the reason why. you would have to double check with your postal system in your country and let them know what you're importing, how much the value is, and they will certainly let you know.
Good. Aman is saying, I'm trying to polish silver using a brass brush. It's leaving a yellow finish. I tried water and detergent, yet it leaves a dull yellow colour. What to do? It is because you are depositing the brass onto the silver. Usually, if you have say a brass brush, a handheld brass brush, you put some hot water on it, you put a little bit of soap on it. In the old days, I used to use imperial leather. It used to be the best imperial. Remember imperial leather had the little label on it with a little red label on the soap. It was there, so you used to put the soap upside down, so the label was down and it didn't dirty your sink, you know. Anyway, a little bit of soap on it and just gently go over the silver. It should not leave any deposits because the detergent really acts as a lubricant and it doesn't usually deposit any of the yellow colour from the brass. So if you're having problems, I would perhaps put it in some safety pickle or some acid just to get rid of all that brass, and then get a nice brass brush, plenty of liquid, plenty of soap, and just gently go over it. You don't have to push hard, just gently go over it and it should work. You can get steel brushes, but they tend to be a lot harder. But the brass brush, if you use it dry, it will leave. Most often that is the case. Usually when you use it wet with plenty of detergent and plenty of soap, it will not leave your marks. Yes, Lou? King of is saying, have you seen the Xtool F1 laser engraver?
Yes, advert on Facebook all the time.
And what do you think about laser engravers in general?
See it all the time on Facebook. Every other advert that I get is for this Xtool F1s. Or is it T1s as well? I don't know. Personally, we don't have much experience when it comes to lasers, but I know to get a good laser printer, a laser engraver, and also to be able to cut through metal, you have to spend a good £12,000–14,000 because the cost goes into the diode and the actual laser to be able to cut metal. You can get a lot cheaper ones, but it depends upon the output of the laser. Certain lasers or diodes that are in them do not cut metal. They will only cut cardboard or paper or plastic, that sort of thing. Usually the ones that you have to cut into metal do come at a higher price because the power in the laser or the diode that they use has to be a lot more expensive. So unfortunately, I don't have any experience with them. I have seen people use them with things like plastic, and it cuts plastic okay, but not metal. So you're going to have to spend a little bit more money. Perhaps I can always try and ask them for a loan, couldn't I, Lou? Ask them if I could borrow one, see if we can get a review on it. Might be an idea.
Yes.
But anyway, let's have another question.
Okay, Angie's saying, hi, can you apply gold kembu on to a silver bezel, or will it just rub off when set in the stone?
No, it should stay on there because the action of the very hot silver, because obviously you quench the silver in the acid, heat it up, quench it, heat it up, quench it. So you get a nice layer of fine silver on the surface. It's fine gold foil. The action of having the silver hot enough to put the foil on and burnish it, the metals become one. It's not like a gold plate on top of silver. It is fused. So you can come along then once you've put the stone in place, and you should still be able to burnish over on top of the kembu without it coming off. Your burnisher has to be beautiful and I would say soft, but not soft, hard and polished. Any marks on that burnisher is going to scratch that kembu. So the burnisher has to be highly polished, no marks at all, and you should be fine. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Nice. Good.
Good. Amco's liking the polishing chart. Cool.
Good. Nice one.
Yeah, Georgia loves the chart.
Good. Should we talk
Jill.
about the 2 questions we want to ask?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So we've got 2 interesting things.
Well, we got more than 2, but yeah.
But we can't talk about some of them. We don't know yet. We haven't been told. But 2 things are happening now over the next couple of months.
Yeah.
The first one, remember people ask me questions all about Argentium. And I haven't the faintest idea when it comes to Argentium.
No, you freely admit.
You're
going to learn.
I freely admit. But we have got someone coming here to the At the Bench headquarters to do a workshop purely on Argentium, because the formulation has changed recently, and the lady is coming here to have a workshop. And the idea is not going to be a live workshop, it's going to be pre-recorded workshop. And she is going to be showing us how to make something, the benefits of Argentium, is it different, is it the same, what's it best for, what's it worst, and the whole thing. And then we're going to have a whole day of a workshop. We're going to edit it obviously down to about 3 hours as we usually do with the workshops. But we want your questions. So anything that you want to ask about Argentium, does it weigh the same? Is it 925? Can I do this with it? Can I do that with it? What's the best thing to make with it? Is it strong? Is it not? Is it bend? Does it work harden? Whatever. Any questions you want, send them to Louise and put Argentium in the subject so we know it's a question. I can't guarantee that I'll say, Mrs. Jones from Buckworth, whatever, has asked a question. No, but we will just simply get all the questions that we will simply put to this lady. Are we allowed to say the lady's name?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know why you're asking me.
I'm just because normally I put my foot in it, don't I? We'll let you know anyway.
Yeah, well that's coming.
We'll let you know over the next few weeks.
Perhaps we better check first to make sure that they're happy with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure it won't be a problem at all.
So,
but
Argentium.
Perhaps we can mention that next week.
So
yeah, so excited.
Please ask us any questions. Email Louise at andrewberry.co.uk and in the subject put Argentium, please, and pop your question underneath. Okay, just don't put Argentium and send it. We need to have the question. And we've had that in the past, but just put your question in the body of the email and we will happily ask in the workshop all the questions.
Can I mention the other thing?
And the other massive thing we've got happening.
I'm really excited.
You're going to do this because you arranged this.
Monday the 10th of June, we're going to have a very special guest here. So it's going to be another themed Q&A. And it's all going to be on hallmarking and what happens in the Birmingham Assay office. Mm-hmm. So, because we get asked lots and lots of hallmarking questions. So if you've got any hallmarking questions, please don't email me with them, but please do join us for the 10th of June. And Marie from the Birmingham Assay office is going to be here to answer all your questions related to hallmarking and what happens at the Assay office. So there's the Anchor Cert.
Gem testing.
There's the gem testing in there, isn't there? So the diamond testing certification, they screen for treatments, all sorts of things. Valuations. Is there the skin safe? The allergy tests, that's a good question for her actually. I'm not entirely sure what happens if it is. Laboratories there. So it's much more than just hallmarking.
Yes.
In fact,
so
I can
any
tell you
questions on hallmarking, save them.
Well, not just hallmarking, just services that...
services the Assay office
Let me just get some information.
Testing, valuations, anything like that that is related to the Birmingham Assay office. Marie is coming
assaying
down.
in general, I think, because she's
the
lady in the know, isn't she?
She is coming down here and we're going to get rid of this bench. We're going to get Louise and her because they're the pretty ones. I'm not. I'll sit asking the questions where Louise is. So they'll be sat here. We'll be able to answer all your questions, but don't email Louise. You need to come in on the day. It's the usual hour. Perhaps depending on the response that we get, we could do it for a little bit longer than an hour, perhaps, which would make it a bit more worthwhile. And Marie will be here from the Birmingham Assay office, so get your questions in on the day. Is the 10th of June, you said?
10th of June, yeah. So as well as hallmarking, there's express services, additional marks. We can talk about the legality of the whole thing. Diamond and gemstone services, laboratory grown diamond reports, mini reports, full reports, advanced testing. It's all here. Crystal glass testing. You'd be absolutely amazed. Tarnish testing.
Oh, look at that. Look, it's actually just came up on my phone.
Evaluation service, in-store bespoke services. Basically, anything you need, get in touch with them and they can...
You've come up on the...
That's me outside the Assay office in Birmingham. How strange.
The Assay office of here, yes. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, so we can talk about all of these things.
No, that's just come up on my phone. It's Louise outside the Birmingham Assay office. Just to show us live.
Because we had a tour last year, didn't we? And we were absolutely amazed at what goes on in there, quite frankly.
It is.
You'd be surprised at what's happening. Like I say, the laboratory work that's going on, it's just, the testing is just mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yes.
So
anything you want to know
I can't
about
get this to
the
load
Assay
up
office,
now.
please do save your questions for the 10th of June. We're going to be doing a live Q&A with Marie from the Birmingham Assay office.
Exciting stuff.
Joe's just mentioned something to say, where's the chart? Where is the polishing chart, please? It was available to those who came onto our polishing workshop. If you're an At The Bench member, Joe, you should have had it. If you're not an At The Bench member, just let us know. Perhaps we can email one out to you. But we're going to try to get it on At The Bench so you can actually download it from there. But yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Excellent. Any more questions? Very quick questions.
There's
Just
loads more. Yeah,
2
we're not
minutes
going to
to go.
get through them all, I don't think. Sorry.
That's okay.
I think. Oh, let's see. Sandra's heading to Bermuda for a week.
Nice.
Oh, lush. Good. Taylor, with the customs charge, I meant to say I ordered from Rio to come to from the USA to the UK. Do I have to pay customs, please? Oh,
if you're looking at that from the US to the UK, yes, you do. Customs charges is going to be the equivalent of VAT plus a customs charge. So usually it's the tax they add on and then about £10–15 for a customs charge. So yes, you will get charged, absolutely.
Good. Amco, would be interesting to see the old and the new Argentium compared. Interesting. I've used it a few years back. Yeah, it's a brand new recipe.
It is. Yeah, we got some to play around with. We got some solder, we got some flux, we got some sheet, we got some wire. I will perhaps try to use it and I will see what it works like. It may be better, it may be not. But I know there have been lots of problems with things like when you heat it up, it sags and all that sort of thing. But it has changed. It's been new and improved. This is why the lady said, do you want some, Andrew? I went, yes, please.
We get asked a lot, don't we?
Can you do a workshop with us?
Yeah, because we get asked a lot. And
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't possibly know everything in the world, Andrew Berry, can you? So
I do try.
You do try.
Perhaps I will know everything in the world now when I do my Argentium workshop.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You'll have your training, that'll be it.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay, good.
Good.
Fran, setting up polishing station. Any suggestions? Polishing chart would be so useful. How generous are you feeling?
What are you implying?
I was going to release my polishing chart as my gift to the world.
Okay, so tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put it on At The Bench. Yeah? Available to everybody on At The Bench. And then anybody then who signs up as a Freeview member will get the polishing chart as well. But they have to then download it. They can't have it to buy because it's going to be free. You can't have it posted out to you because it's going to be downloadable.
Okay.
So that is the thing. We're going to put it on At The Bench. It's going to be there as a Freeview. As long as you are a Freeview member, or if you just wanted to join as a Freeview, you then can download the chart. Is that okay?
I think that's okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, because it wasn't part of the course as such. It was a little bonus that I thought of. As
you ended up doing instead of me, for a change. You always come up with these little berry bonuses, don't you?
I do what I can, don't I? That's the thing.
You did. And everyone said, brilliant idea, fantastic idea. We love that. And as a result of that, you did it. Fantastic. And everyone loves it.
Yes, I am rather wonderful. Right, anything else?
Very quick. Fran says, what polishing wheels are the best? White nylon brushes. Go to atthebench.store, search for white nylon brushes. They are the bee's knees. They are the best pre-polish that you could possibly buy. Mops, and they'll even polish your bee's knees as well, I reckon. Yes, Lou?
Can you polish your bee's knees?
I bet my white nylon brushes would. As long as he would stand still long enough to polish his knees.
That's where you're going to start your problem though, isn't it? Okay, that would be awesome. If you could get the F1 to review before I part with my hard-earned. I know it won't cut metal, but it'll cut models out of plastic for me to cast.
Well, that'll be fine then.
Cool. Okay.
Yes. Good. Everyone, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for the hour. Sorry we weren't here last week, but it was a bank holiday. But we will be here next week with the next Q&A. Don't forget, Argentium questions. Email Louise at andrewberry.co.uk. Marie from the Birmingham ASIF is going to be coming here on the 10th of June. Get your questions in your head, write them down. Join us on the 10th of June for a live Q&A with Marie from the Birmingham ASIF office. Marie from Marie, yeah. And you can put the questions to her. Louise and Marie will be by here, Marie, in nice little chairs, looking all glamorous, and I'll be over there frantically trying to ask you the questions. So that's going to be fun.
Good.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. Really do appreciate it. We will see you 4 o'clock next Monday.
Is it a normal Monday next Monday? Or is anything?
No, it's a normal Monday next week.
Okay, good. Good.
I mean, we'll be reminding you about the Argentium questions. We'll be reminding you about the asset questions.
Please don't send me the asset office questions. Please do tune in, though, on the day of the special Q&A.
Yes.
And ask them there.
Good. And we may have something else to announce. You never know, because that's maybe happening this week, but we don't know what we can do, what we can say yet.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, well, leave that there now then.
Okay. Well, maybe it'd be really good if we could.
Yeah.
And if you can't. Okay. All right, everyone. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. We've got a few more interesting social posts coming out. Louise has been using the Jewel tool and such.
Yeah.
So there's some posts coming out later on this week. So keep an eye out on social media. And we will see you at 4 p.m. next Monday. Everyone take care. Louise, take a